the right to go home at will. I have a right. You have a right. He has the balling right, and we have the right to go home without seeking permission from anyone. Not these self-imposed God leaders, these monsters. Miguna, home. His birth home is Kenya, like Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, Ruto, the Attorney General, and whoever think that Miguna doesn't deserve his birthright. These people should have balls to unball the unballables that they've created. And those of you who are guessing, just imagine if it is you or your loved ones. And for goodness sake, for crying out loud, the Citizens Advocacy Group and friends are not lobbyists. Don't put them into that category of lobbyists. Those white-collar criminals that parade to confuse our world. They are not lobbyists. They are activists. They are citizens' rights group demanding that Oruru is not above the law, so is anyone else. Miguna should be in Kenya at will. Unlike many politicians who only build a roof over their head when they are in power, he built his own home that was invaded and damaged with his hard-working money. Yes, he's not in exile. He was in exile under that dictatorship way when he was a student. Pioneer to be who he is today. And some of you do not just get it. Kenya is home, and all Kenyans and all Africans are with him. Thinkable ones, that is. Unapologetically a born Kenyan. So, Oruru, we hope the judicial powerhouse, have ordered, and we don't know where that High Court judge picked a paper from. Miguna must and should be in Kenya at will, without permission from anybody. As long as he is law-abiding, which he is, didn't go with any forbidding things. And even if a Kenyan, like any other citizens born in his country, does anything, he's not deported anywhere else, because he or she has the natural justice of citizenship. Yes, so Miguna will come, Kenyatta will lose, and all those who are afraid of the giant advocate, lawyer, poet, and a people's person will be ashamed. But we know the truth shall win. Truth, as we say, yes. Hands off my AG, my Auditor General in Sierra Leone. I admire the tenacity and the innovation of President Prso Bio, but on this one, it is unfortunate that you missed the boat. And it is not you. I think there are these PhDs upside down from the University of Nothing going on, my colleagues, that are confusing your progress. And you have to wash deep. Prso Bio. They make you like a little god. They do not want to fault you, and no person is unfaultable. An Auditor General's report is like an allegation. And every law-abiding president and government should abide by the paperwork of the Auditor General. And that Auditor General is my sweetheart. Yes, because she has been unpolluted for many, many years. One of the few Sierra Leoneans that can stand tall. So this was an oversight. Ask Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Canada, with all the bombardment on the scandal, corruption, or whatever, he steadfastly delivered during the COVID. And when election came, he was elected back to power because the people did not just buy into the hype. Now all these bragados, political coalition, lawyer Charles, my guy, quote, where have they been when substantial insecurities within the country, national security, public safety are at stake? You don't see them putting pen to paper. Just after we thought the Sierra Leoneans are coming together after that preventable fire in Freetown, in which the government got people together to work, and then people start ballowing. But within the party itself, whether these bloggerized bloggers or grassroots or the insiders do not want the good of the party, and that's transcending to the government and the country. Some of us are apolitical. We want a good for the country. We do not live as political prostitutes. So please, our brothers and sisters coming from the Americas back home, not the diaspora, those of us born in the continent and then going back as diaspora, but those our brothers who are children of the enslaved Africans, but now going back as true Africans, not as hyphenated. They are not staying in Freetown. They are going into the villages. They are following their roots. One should have thought that Sierra Leone would have been an oasis of our history, because Sierra Leone was a route that was used by the British to go across that genocide, that transatlantic ocean. Sierra Leone was one of the first African countries where our brothers and sisters, free and enslaved brothers and sisters returned, led by Thomas Peters from Nova Scotia, and then later the Maroons. One would have thought that the history, our story would have been told. But those who returned a wannabe colonialist and called their brothers and sisters who ushered them and gave them land natives, country people. So the history of our stories is defaced. We should see the Museum of Sierra Leone, which is pathetic. Same to Liberia. And we call on people, whether they are the returnee Africans or the so-called diaspora, go humble. Politics is not the only thing. Let us allow Sierra Leone to grow. We want peace and tranquility, for goodness sake. An opposition party is a government in waiting. What do we see? Even this fire in Freetown, what did we see people do? But we are talking about 2023, 2023. Oh, this is our government, we are not chopping. This choppy, all the bad news, man. Only Sierra Leone have these nonsensical bloggers, brugata, only thing bad. Una left, who don't tire. But we are, me AG, Auditor General, that mistake, Lord correct and quick. Let we look at what is say inside the paper, provide corrections where corrections are warranted and documentation, and not to God, he dey work with people. He don't put paper, not people say he casting stones. Mother Bio or the SSPP government are not above mistakes, just like any other country. Let us take those citations. I can't believe some people act outside the jurisdiction of even Mother Bio. Look at that, what happened in Pujong some time ago when an imam was purportedly opposing or criticizing government action. He was suspended by some grugragra political parties. Do you want to take us in those days of EBK when that journalist was whatever because he purportedly said that the president behaved like? And I can't forget interviewing a presidential spokesperson and was defending that. What kind of manner of word have they not said about Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, uh, 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 my black-faced brother, Trudeau Prime Minister? That's freedom of the mic, for goodness sake. We create these monsters of leaders and the fat on our face. And that's what Uhuru Kenyatta is doing in Kenya. That's what EBK, even as former president, when he should be enjoying his retirement, still confusing the country, still confusing his political party, APCians. Enough is enough. Africa has enough of the problems. As the Rwandan president said, we flop to go to London, England, to Paris, and present our problems instead of dealing with our problem. Yes, President of Rwanda, Ramaphosa, and all these AU, Nana Addo of Ghana, call on Uhuru and asked him to be presidential. Yes, and parliamentary. Miguna should get home, and my AG, Auditor General, should be allowed to vakatik and kulbulut and back in power. And for those who are haters of my favorite First Lady, hate her, don't like her, but she's a woman of a man. She's a protector of her husband and a giant doer of doability. Hands off our girls. Fatima Bio is a rock. If only she can zip it a bit, which she's done. But name how many first ladies are prominently advocating. But Fatima, I call on you, let your actions speak rather than your words. Yes, we want not just Sierra Leone, but Africa to grow what we eat and hands off our balls, our girls, because now the balls are tight, because Fatima Bio have closed all windows of opportunities to get to her husband. Old and new windows have been closed. And because she said hands off our girls, all those old balls that we have been balling on innocent children are now balling out their hate and calling her all manners of names and bringing her children and this. What is this? Keep it clean and keep it productive. Yes, sanitary pad have always been a shortcoming. Even in the Western world, they are still shortcoming. The only thing, as I always say, please stop putting the pictures of you and my brother, the president, on those pads because they are compatible. Yes, we want to see the progress. Education, former president, the high school he attended, the university he attended, he had trees growing there, but they go and name a university after him. We hope Mother Bio doesn't go to that route. All these PhDs, some of them never work one day in their life. Don't bring that arcade academic into politics. Allow the Prso to mandate his manifesto to transform education and human capital, because that is what it takes. And the white paper, Papa, why is it taking so long? Come out with the white paper and let the white paper rub. Enough is enough.